Alright, we've got an update on this complex oscillator project using the Daisy seed down here. We've got a bigger breadboard, we've got things laid out a little better, and we've got more controls. We've got a modulator oscillator here that now has a coarse and a fine pitch adjustment, just like the primary oscillator has. We've got a range switch that switches it down to an LFO mode. We've got a stand-in for a wave select switch, which I'm just popping between two rails currently to do that change because I don't have a switch. That will change this oscillator from a sine wave to a triangle. There's our triangle wave. Here's our sine wave. We've got a frequency FM modulation amount, which affects the primary oscillator here. I'll go ahead and turn that one up here. Here's our primary oscillator. This one also, there's no changes here actually from the previous one, other than the fact that I robbed the switch for the range over here. I only have one of these. This one switches between a square wave and a triangle wave. These can be, this is our square wave here. These can be pulse width modulated in the case of the square wave with the wave shape. If we look at the scope here at the bottom signal, if I switch this back to the triangle, that wave shape becomes a triangle that we can then shape to a ramp or a sawtooth. On top of all that, we've now got a wavefolder with a couple controls. We've got a timbre mount and a symmetry knob. The symmetry clips the signal so that it's all positive or all negative. And the timbre, if it's behaving, it's not behaving. The timbre is temperamental. The timbre does not sound all that great, in my opinion anyways, so don't be disappointed that it's not working at the moment. I think I've got a loose connection on this one. Anyways, the fun part is that we've got two outputs now, so we can output both the modulator and the primary oscillator if we care to do that. Both of these are taking MIDI input on separate channels, so you can actually send separate sequences to each one of them. I've got that here on my sequencer here. So if we go ahead and run that, we can hear now that there's some notes here on our primary oscillator. And if we bring in our modulator and listen to that also, we can hear also that there's a second melody there, sequence being played. So if we go ahead and use that modulator now, I've dropped that out, we're just listening to the primary oscillator, and FM that, we get this. And then if I adjust the